Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real, something deep, something most folks are too shy to admit, but everybody's thinking about. We talk a lot about relationships, loyalty, chemistry, but when it comes down to true connection, it's about that moment when it's just you and him, behind closed doors. Yeah, I'm talking about that real intimacy, that sacred space where a man don't just bring his body, he brings his ego, his fears, his hopes, and whether he admits it or not, his heart too. I need y'all to understand something deep today, something that gets buried under the noise of this world, something people act like they too cool to talk about, but it's real. See, intimacy, true intimacy, is not just about touching skin. It's not just about bodies getting close. That's the surface. That's the shallow end. Real intimacy happens when you let someone touch your soul, not just your body. When you strip away the layers that life made you wear and you let somebody see the raw, the real, the vulnerable version of you, that's when connection starts. That's when love begins. Now, here's what most people miss. A man can be with a woman physically and still feel empty. That's because the body might be present, but the soul isn't engaged. You can't fill a man's spirit with just a moment of pleasure. What really holds him, what really keeps him from looking at another woman, is when that moment becomes a doorway to something higher. When your touch is not just physical, it's healing. Our touch becomes a doorway to something higher. When your touch is not just physical, it's healing. When your words are not just sexy, they're sacred. When your energy don't just excite him, it anchors him. Every man, no matter how strong he pretends to be, has a space in his heart that needs peace, a space that craves warmth, safety, and truth. And when he chooses to be with you in that private space, when he lays himself beside you, what he's really doing is saying, I trust you with all of me. That ain't just physical. Nah, that's spiritual. That's emotional. That's where real connection is born. But it only lasts if you bring your soul into it. If you meet his vulnerability with your own, when he's inside you, he's not just looking for sensation, he's looking for confirmation. Confirmation that he's enough, that he's valued, that he's not just doing something to you, but building something with you, that he's not just a man in the bed, but the man in your heart. And the only way he can truly feel that is through energy, through the tone of your voice, the honesty in your words, the way your body responds like it knows this moment means more than just the moment. Some women think giving their body is the whole gift. But I'm here to tell you, the body is the wrapping. The real gift is the spirit inside, the peace you bring, the way you make him feel safe to be his real self. See, when a woman understands her power, she doesn't just lie there and go through the motions. She becomes a space of restoration. She becomes a place he can breathe. That's the kind of intimacy that makes a man forget every temptation, every distraction, every other woman that might try to come close. Because once a man finds that kind of home, he don't need to keep searching. That kind of woman don't even have to beg for loyalty. Her presence demands it. Her energy makes other women invisible. Why? Because she connected with him beyond the physical. She tapped into his mind. She spoke to his soul. And let me tell you, When a man feels seen, truly seen, he becomes blind to everything else. So don't think you need to do backflips in the bedroom to keep a man. You don't need tricks and gimmicks. What you need is presence, honesty, love that shows up even in silence, words that echo deeper than sound, a touch that doesn't just arouse but reassures. That's what makes intimacy unforgettable. That's what makes a man stay. When he's inside you and you look in his eyes and let him know you are safe with me, you are enough for me, you are my man, you're not just speaking into his ears, you're speaking into his future. You're planting seeds in his heart that will grow loyalty, grow love, and grow a bond that no woman can break. That's the kind of intimacy that makes you unforgettable. That's how you reach beyond physical and become the one he never stops choosing. Most people think men are simple, that all they need is food on the table and a warm bed at night. But the truth is, most men are walking around carrying weights no one can see. They're expected to be strong, silent, and steady. They're told not to cry, not to feel too much, not to break. But when a man is truly in your presence, when he's with you, exposed, close, intimate, he's not showing you his strength. He's showing you his need. In that moment, what he's craving more than anything is not just your body, it's your admiration, your respect, your emotional safety. That's what keeps him. That's what heals him. That's what makes him stay. A man may never say it out loud, but when he's inside you, he's in his most vulnerable state. That's when his armor is gone. That's when he's not hiding behind a job title, not pretending to be tough, not performing for the world. He's just a man looking for a sign that he's enough, that you believe in him, that you respect him. And when you give him that, when your words touch him in a place no one else can reach, you don't just make him feel good, you make him feel home. You don't have to say much. Just the right words at the right time will do. If in that moment you whisper, "I love the man you are," or "I feel safe with you," or "You make me feel complete," those aren't just words. To him, that's air, that's peace. That's something he can't get from anyone else. That's the moment you stop being someone he's intimate with and start being someone he's bonded to. Men remember the women who make them feel strong when they feel weak. They remember the voices that lift them when their spirit is tired. See, a man can be powerful in the world and still feel powerless in love. He can command a room and still feel unsure with the one he cares about. But when you make him feel like a king, not because of what he has, but because of who he is, you build something no beauty, no fantasy, no other woman can replace. You give him emotional safety, and that's rare, that's sacred. That's unforgettable. And don't confuse respect with obedience. It's not about agreeing with everything he says. It's about making him feel heard, valued, trusted. It's about telling him, "I believe in you," even when the world is telling him he's not enough. When a man hears that in his most vulnerable moment, when he's inside you, when he's close, when he's searching for that connection, that's what sticks with him. That's what rewires his brain to crave you, to protect you, to stay with you, because you gave him what nobody else could. He won't remember the perfect makeup, the perfume, the outfit. He'll remember the moment he looked in your eyes and felt seen. He'll remember how your words made him feel calm in a storm. He'll remember how your voice made him believe in himself again. And every time life knocks him down, every time doubt creeps in, it's your voice he'll hear. Your words he'll replay. That emotional safety will become his anchor. That's what men are really searching for, even when they don't know how to say it. So don't underestimate your power. Don't think the moment is just about passion or pleasure. It's deeper than that. You're shaping how he sees himself. You're telling him whether or not he's enough. And if you give him admiration, if you speak to the king inside him, if you give him a place where his soul can rest, he'll never want to let that go. Because in a world where he has to fight to be respected, the woman who gives him peace becomes his forever. And the moment he feels emotionally safe with you, when he knows you admire him and trust him even in his most exposed state, he'll never look anywhere else. When you're in that moment with a man, when things are real and close and private, there's something going on that's bigger than most people realize. It's not just bodies connecting. It's not just passion or chemistry. It's something happening on a soul level, a heart level. And what seals that connection, what makes it last, what makes it matter, is what you say. The words that come out of your mouth in that moment have the power to build him or break him. They can make him feel like he belongs to you, like he's safe with you, like no one else in the world could ever come close, or they can leave him feeling empty, confused, and disconnected. A man remembers what you say to him when he's vulnerable. And believe me, during intimacy, that's when he's most wide open. He might look like he's in control, like he's leading the moment, but his heart is searching. His soul is listening. He's not just feeling your body, he's trying to feel your belief in him. If you say something real in that moment, something powerful, something that touches not just his ego, but his spirit, that sticks with him. That creates a bond stronger than any physical attraction ever could. You don't have to say a lot. You just have to say the right thing. Something as simple as, "You're everything I want," or "I feel so connected to you," can go straight to the core of who he is. He may not show it right away, but it hits him. It roots in his memory. That's because those words are tied to one of the deepest moments a man can experience. And when your words make him feel chosen, seen, and valued, that's a connection he won't find anywhere else. Most women don't even know how powerful their words are. They think a man wants action, but the truth is, he's listening just as much as he's feeling. He wants to know what's in your heart while he's holding you close. He wants to know if you're really there with him or just going through the motions. And when you use that moment to speak life into him, to affirm him, to appreciate him, not just his body, but his whole being, that does something to him. That makes him feel something no other woman has made him feel. That makes you unforgettable. It's not about flattering him. It's not about saying what you think he wants to hear. It's about being real, being honest, and being emotionally open. When your words match the depth of the moment, he feels safe to be more of himself. And that safety is what creates loyalty. That emotional alignment is what makes him think about you long after the night is over. Because now you're not just someone he was intimate with, you're someone he bonded with. You're someone who reached into the deepest part of him and left your voice there. You may think he's forgotten what you said, but trust me, he hasn't. He'll replay those words when he's alone. He'll hear them when he's facing pressure out in the world. He'll hear them when other women come around and try to offer what you already gave him. Because your voice gave it to him first, and it gave it to him with truth. That's why it stays. If you want to hold a man's heart, you don't do it just with your body. You do it with your words. You tell him, not just with touch, but with your voice, that he is yours. That you see the man inside him, not just the surface. That what you two are building is bigger than just this moment. You plant that seed in his heart when you speak, and it grows every time he thinks of you. And that's the kind of connection no one else can compete with. There's a moment that most people don't think about, a moment that holds more power than folks want to admit. It's quiet, it's real, and it's vulnerable. It happens when you and him are close, really close. When everything else is stripped away and it's just two people sharing more than skin. In that moment, when a man is inside you, there's a stillness, an opening, a raw space that nothing else in the world can touch. And what you say right then doesn't just hit his ears, it goes all the way to his soul. Because when a man is vulnerable, when he's open, when he's giving all of himself in that intimate space, your words become a part of him. Most people think intimacy is about what you do, but real connection is about what you say when it matters most. When he's holding you, when your hearts are close, your voice becomes a memory he can't let go of. You say the right thing in that moment, and it doesn't matter who walks by him next week, who slides into his DMs, who tries to turn his head. Your voice already lives in his head. Your words already made a home in his chest. That's how deep it goes. That's how powerful one sentence can be. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a script. But what you do need is to speak from a place of truth. Because if you say the wrong thing, if you make the moment cold, distant, empty, you create space between his heart and yours. But when you say something that touches his spirit, you close that space. You lock something in. And that lock is stronger than desire, stronger than attraction, stronger than temptation. It's emotional glue. You might be thinking, what do I say? You don't have to say much. It's not about quantity, it's about honesty. Something simple, something pure. Like, I feel safe with you. I've never felt this close to anyone. Or, you mean more to me than you'll ever know. Say it with your heart. Say it when your eyes are locked with his. Say it when he's giving you all of him, and he'll carry that moment with him for the rest of his life. See, men don't always talk about emotions, but that doesn't mean they don't feel them. They feel them heavy, they just don't always show it. But when they're in that private space with you, when they're open and exposed, your words cut deep. They leave an imprint. That's why he remembers what you said even years later, because it wasn't just words. It was an experience. It was a truth that he felt in his bones. And no matter what happens in life, no matter who comes along, those moments stay with him. That voice of yours in that moment becomes something he compares every other woman to. And most can't match it. So those lessons that Tori learned are very intrinsic. She was on her own internal and physical. It's not about being poetic. It's about being real. Real is what touches a man. Real is what lives in his memory. Real is what he holds on to when life gets hard. And if you're the one who gave him that feeling, if you're the one who made him feel like more than just a man, like he was chosen, appreciated, loved, you won't need to chase him. He'll be coming back to you because your words become a part of him. So understand this. The right words in the right moment are like music in his soul. They calm him. They strengthen him. They make him believe again.